June primary is a little over a week away, and two Republicans, they are facing off for Iowa's House District 1 race. In our podium, Beyond the Podium segment, a State House reporter, Skylar Tallal, sits down with one of those people on the ballot to discuss why he's running and also why he hopes to accomplish in Congress if he's elected.
If you are elected to Congress, what would kind of be that first piece of legislation or the first thing that you would like to get done?
My main priority in going to Congress is the family. There's so many things that make our children and our grandchildren unsafe, whether with Democrats or Republicans. They're not safe in the womb. They're not safe in the schools. But we as a nation need to get back to our foundations, and our foundations are in God.
What would you like to see be done differently in Congress?
The problem is that when a person doesn't do their job in the real world, they get fired. And Miller Meeks has not done her job. She's lied to us. She said she's a conservative. She's told us she's running as a conservative. She's trying to do the same thing right now. You know, she's concerned about prescriptions while the whole world is concerned about the power grab that's going on in the White House.
In regards to the Israel-Hamas war, what would you like to see Congress do here?
There's nothing that Israel can do except keep fighting the war. Hamas just ought to surrender, called white flag. I surrender and give themselves up, completely turn over the hostages. So Congress is not running Israel. Congress is here to support Israel, but Congress is here to let Israel govern itself.
And then inflation is another top of mind. What do you think Congress should be doing to help with that?
You can solve the problem of inflation by cutting spending, getting things back to a normal state of expenditure. You can get rid of a lot of these branches of government overnight because they're doing more harm than good. They are providing some services, but like Department of Education, Department of Homeland Services, the EPA, and then you throw in the Department of Justice and FBI, who are just criminalizing, using their powers for lawfare.
In regards to immigration, what action would you like to see Congress take, or what would you fight for?
You'd seal the border, then you'd go after all the cartels down there, the sex traffickers, the drug traffickers. You'd use whatever force is necessary to destroy these rascals. And then you start deporting all the illegals who came in. If they want to come in, they can come in the right way. They can apply, but we're not going to be giving any special status to people who came in illegally.
And then on the topic of abortion, do you think that is something that should be left up to the states or the federal government? And if you believe the federal government, if you're elected, would you support some sort of abortion ban?
I am for anything that will stop the murder of babies. It's not a matter of splitting hairs whether the federal government does or the states. Everyone ought to do it. Everyone. It just ought to be so obvious. The feminists and the liberals who talk about the government has no right to my body. Get your hands off my body. Well, that baby is saying, get your hands off my body. I've got a right. This is not just some blob of cells and tissues. It's a real human being.
In Des Moines, Skylar Tallal reporting.
Minks aired yesterday, but if you can go to our sister stations, IowaNewsNow.com, to see both Miller Minks and this interview right here.